They say, just move on. Like it's that easy. Like memories don't know how to follow you. No matter how fast I ran, my past always knew where I'd end up. Maybe this isn't about escaping anymore. Maybe it's about finally turning around. Every mile I put behind me still echoed in my head. I changed cities, changed faces, changed the bed I laid my stress in. But the voice inside kept saying, you can't outrun what's within. I blamed old mistakes for every closed door. Carried yesterday's failures into tomorrow's war. Every victory felt borrowed, like I didn't deserve to win. I kept introducing myself as the man I'd already been. The mirror knew the truth, it watched me rehearse confidence, smiling for the world and bargaining with regret when the room went silent. How many roads can one person take before they realize the destination was never the problem?
I can't outrun my past.
It follows every step I make.
Every scar reminds me
All the choices I can't erase. I kept running from shadows that were only asking to be faced. Maybe freedom was never found in distance. Maybe it begins with grace. I carry guilt like it was part of my name, wore shame like a second skin. Apologize for things I'd already paid for 1,000 times within. I became my own prison guard, locking doors nobody else closed, holding sentences life already finished serving. Funny, the hardest chains to break are the ones no one else can see.
what if healing?
Doesn't erase the past.
What if it teaches you
How to stop living.
inside it?
I found old journals filled with fears I thought would define me forever. Then I noticed none of them predicted who I became. Pain wrote the introduction and never owned the ending. I stopped asking, why did this happen? Started asking, what can I build from what's left? Brick by brick, hope returned. The past still knocks sometimes, but it no longer lives here. Regret still speaks, it just doesn't get the final word. I learned that forgiveness isn't forgetting. It's refusing to let yesterday steal another tomorrow.
I can't outrun my past.
But I don't have to anymore.
I don't have to anymore.
The weight I carried
Became the strength.
that helped me move forward. Oh, every wound became wisdom. Every failure became fuel. I'm not chasing a different life. I'm building one from the pieces I thought were ruined. If you're still running, stop. Not because you've lost, because healing will never catch you. If you keep sprinting in the opposite direction, turn around, face it, learn from it. Leave with it. Your past may explain you. It doesn't have to control you. Walk forward, this time, without looking back. Kept climbing ladders, leaning against walls I never wanted to reach. Every promotion felt lighter than expected, because achievements can't hug you when the lights go out. There were names I couldn't say without feeling my heartbeat change. Places I drove around just to avoid remembering. Songs I stopped playing, pictures I stopped opening. Not because they held power, but because I kept giving it to them. Funny, the past never chased me, I carried it everywhere. One day, I asked myself, what if the prison door has been unlocked the whole time? Maybe I was the only one still holding the key. Forgiveness didn't arrive like lightning, it came quietly. One conversation, one prayer, one honest apology to myself. I stopped demanding that yesterday become different. Started appreciating that tomorrow still existed. There's freedom in accepting that some questions never receive answers. Not every ending needs an explanation. Sometimes peace begins where certainty ends. The kid I used to be thought mistakes would define a lifetime. If I could meet him today, I tell him, you don't become your worst day, you become the choices you make after it. I tell him that scars can become roadmaps, that broken dreams can become better ones, that survive isn't the finish line, living is. Today, I don't introduce myself with old failures. I don't measure tomorrow by yesterday's regrets. I carry the lessons, I leave the weight. Some people will only remember who I used to be. That's okay. They're reading an old chapter, I'm already writing a new one. The road ahead still has storms, still has mountains, still has nights that test my resolve. But now, I travel lighter, not because life became easier, because I finally stopped packing guilt for every journey. You can't erase what happened, you can't rewrite every page, but you can decide whether the next chapter will sound like surrender or redemption. Every sunrise offers blank space, not to forget yesterday, but to write something stronger beside it.
I don't need to outrun my past. It already taught me everything it was meant to teach. The wounds
Didn't disappear, they became reminders of how far I've already come. Every setback built endurance, every goodbye made room for someone who belonged. Every dark season prepared me to recognize light when it arrived. If your past still visits you, don't slam the door. Listen, learn, then let it leave. Because history can be a teacher without becoming your home. The race was never against yesterday. It was always toward the person you're still becoming. People think healing feels like finally arriving. Truth is, sometimes it feels like getting lost again. Only this time, you don't panic, you trust the map you're becoming. There are still mornings when old memories knock before the sunrise. I still hear names that tighten my chest, still remember nights that nearly convinced me tomorrow wasn't worth meeting. But now, I don't negotiate with those thoughts, I acknowledge them. Then I keep walking because I've learned pain can speak, it just doesn't get to decide. I met people who only knew the healed version of me. They called me strong, they called me fearless. They never met the version who cried in parked cars, who stared at the ceiling until sunrise, who smiled through conversations while falling apart inside. Sometimes people celebrate the finished building, they never see the years spent laying the foundation. If these walls could tell stories, they remind you every masterpiece starts as construction. I used to ask, why did this happen? Now I ask, who can this help? Because suffering without purpose feels endless, but suffering that becomes wisdom changes lives. I visited places I once avoided, not to relive them, to reclaim them. That old street no longer owned my peace. That empty room no longer held my voice hostage. The photographs stopped making me grieve. They started reminding me that I survived everything inside them. Some victories never make headlines, they happen quietly when your heartbeat no longer races at yesterday's memories. When forgiveness feels more natural than resentment, when peace becomes your first response, there comes a moment when you realize you spent years trying to outrun a ghost, only to discover the ghost was an older version of yourself, still waiting to be understood. Not condemned, not erased, just understood. Maybe healing isn't destroying who you were, maybe it's finally showing compassion to the person who didn't know any better. So today, I thank every version of myself, the scared one, the angry one, the lonely one, the exhausted one, the one who almost quit, because without him, I never become the man standing here now. He carried pain so I could carry purpose. He endured storms so I could recognize sunlight. He lost battles that taught me how to win wars. If you're still running, slow down, look behind you, notice something, you're farther than you think. The mountain that once looked impossible is already beneath your feet. The change you thought would permanent are lying on roads you no longer walk. Growth is strange, it happens so quietly you rarely notice it, until one day the things that once broke you barely shake you. I don't carry yesterday's weight anymore, I carry yesterday's lessons. The wounds didn't disappear, they became reminders that survival can become strength. that brokenness can become beauty, that mercy can rewrite futures without rewriting history. I stopped asking life to give me another past. Instead, I started building a better future. One choice, one sunrise, one faithful step at a time. Maybe you were never losing the race, maybe you were simply learning that healing has its own pace. The past will always exist, but it doesn't have to own you tomorrow. Close the chapter. Don't burn the book, because one day someone else will read your story and discover the courage to keep writing their own.